So we're going to end our first half with a little debate, because in our second half we're going to see a little bit more about what we do, and in addition to a few more stories. So Mistura and DeAndre, we can have you up here. So they're going to be doing a modified debate. Usually the debates that we do are with partners, so it's like 2 versus 2, or sometimes 3 versus 3. They're going to be doing a single debate. So Mistura will go against DeAndre. They both go to the same school. That's why. And you're actually debate partners during the year, so this is a very rare moment. So what we'll do is, Mistura, this will be a shortened one, so Mistura is going to give a quick little opening speech. They've chosen the topic as well. I actually don't even know what it is yet, but I gave them some options. So they will do, Mistura will do an opening speech, then we're going to open it up to a couple of audience questions for about 30 seconds, just to kind of get you thinking a little bit, so pay attention. And then DeAndre is going to speak, and then you get to ask him some questions, and then Mr. will give a final speech, and DeAndre will give a final speech. Got it? All right. Okay.
So the topic that we chose yesterday, right? Okay, yeah. So the topic that we chose has to do with working an office job from home. So I know some of you guys are going to like that. All right. So personally, the side I'm on is that the norm should be that everybody should be working an office job from home. So not really an office job, but you're basically working it from home. So let's start off with the pretty obvious good things about working an office job from home. You can see your family all the time. I mean, for some of you might get annoyed after seeing your family, especially after coming out of quarantine, but that'll be another topic. So, working an office job from home, you get the security of your own home. You can build your own workspace. Obviously, sometimes in an actual office building, they allow you to bring some things in, but you can customize your entire room, your entire house, to work your own office job from home. And personally, as somebody who's the son of somebody who worked an office or a home job until I was the age of 12, I can personally say that working from home and being around people that work from home is probably one of the best experiences that you can see in your life. You can see the people around you and how they work their outside lives, and it helps you develop as a person. One of the reasons that I personally was able to get my job and be able to public speak now is because I was able to see how my mom handled herself and how she was able to manage her life from home with her job. So another positive thing too, comfort. You can work from home in a comfort area. If you wanted to, you can sit in bed 24/7 on your computer, just working your home job. You could be making $30,000, $40,000 every so often just by sitting in your bed, typing on your computer for 6-7 hours a day, and boom, you're going to be rich within no time, and then you can brag to all your friends that you just sat in the bed and you made $70,000 while they had to go to job 8 hours, driving 2 hours, spending all that money on gas. So my main point is that working an office job from home, it's comfortable, and you get to be around the ones you love and give them new experiences by experiencing that. So thank you.
So there are questions.
Yeah, questions.
DeAndre.
Anyone?
Yes.
Oh.
How can someone navigate work-life balance if they work at home?
So how can someone navigate work-life balance if they work at home?
Can I get a definition on that real quick?
How do you separate your work life from your home life if you're working at home?
As I said earlier in the speech, you can adapt an entire room. You can adapt several areas of your house to specifically working. That is one of the things my own mother does herself. She has a designated area completely for working. No distraction, one specific area 100% to work, and then obviously you have your room where you can sit in bed. So it's obviously just organizing yourself. Organization is key in life no matter what you do. I mean, even in an actual office job where you go to the office, you have to organize yourself to separate yourself. So yeah, just working does come with that organization.
What if you live in a small apartment? Very
Very small.
Very small. Okay. Won't be too easy, but I mean, everything's tough in life. I mean, I guarantee everybody here has experienced something that really put them in a really uncomfortable area, especially some of the people here that have to speak for the first time in public. You're going to be uncomfortable, but you always do have to find organization and be able to organize a certain to be able to work.
Disclaimer, mines won't be as entertaining, but it's okay. It's okay. Before I start, I'd like to define the definition of an office worker as anyone carrying out administrative work for an organization. So keep that in mind through my speech. And what I want you guys all to keep in mind through this debate is which side basically presents to you which side's case proves that they're prioritizing the mental well-being of these office workers. So please keep that in mind. Now going on to presenting my case. My first intention here, or first point, is that it gets pretty lonely when you're sitting at home all day working. Like, a huge part of, the work experience comes from connecting with your coworkers, going out to grab lunch after break. That does not happen when you're sitting on your couch working. And when people are glued to their Zoom screen, it's a lot harder to take a break, to step away from, work life. When you're at home, you're kind of in the mindset that, I don't have to worry about separating myself from my work. I'm at home. And at times that can deteriorate our mental health, a lot, when you're absorbed in your work and you don't know when to kind of bridge the gap between work and home life. That's very difficult, and it takes away from your quality of work when 24/7 you're in the mindset of, oh, I'm at home, so I'm at work, right? My second contention is that it's much harder to collaborate. Obviously, there's different, websites that, you can just collaborate with your coworkers, but nothing beats sitting in a room with people and actually talking. And it takes away from the awkwardness of unmuting the same time as someone else when you're actually there talking and collaborating. And going on to refuting some of my opponent's point, and his main points were about, seeing your family a lot. Time, when they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, if you take time away from your family, when you're around them, you appreciate the time you spend with them more. Those moments become more valuable because you don't see them 24/7. And to refute my opponent's point about comfort, you can find that at work. You can find comfort with your coworkers. When you're at when you have your space in your office, you can decorate that however you like. Everything you have at home, minus the pajamas, I promise to you, you can have that at work too. Thank you.
Questions for Mistura? Yes, Joel.
Yes, you said we should prioritize the mental health of workers, but isn't the whole point of capitalism that alienate us and ground us into the ground?
Do I have to answer? Do you mind repeating the question? Do you mind repeating the question? Yes, please.
Oh, well, so you said we should prioritize mental health of workers for this debate, but isn't the whole point of capitalism to alienate the worker and to pound us into the ground?
I think that's a bit overdramatic. Yes.
Next one. In the spirit of prioritizing the mental health of workers, how does that relate to having to sit in traffic and commute to an office every single day? How does that balance out with the other things?
So the thing with commuting, especially with gas prices, obviously that's something that many people are worried about today, and it's a huge thing. But when you think about that and the time that, spending time with your coworkers are actually physically being at work, all that becomes worth it. That, sitting through traffic or whatever, when you get to work and you're around these, a community of people ready to kind of just do better for, the organization that you work for, all the long drive, all that just fades away, And before COVID, this wouldn't have be something that many people think about, but COVID obviously like made us think twice about, these things. And I think it's just a matter of going back to I didn't care too much about this before COVID. And I guess pushing yourself back into thinking, you know what, it's not that bad. It's just I've gotten so used to a Zoom screen that's making me miss, the whole thing. Yeah, oh, thank God.
All right, just to go over what my side is once again, it's that this house believes that the norm for all office jobs should be able to work at home. And just to go over once again about what my main points were, it's one, comfortability. You have that comfortness in your house and you can organize it to yourself once again so you can have that area to work, and then when you need to, you can go back to your own area, sit in bed 13 hours a day if you want to. That's pretty much my main point because my second point falls into that. So just to go ahead and refute some of my opponent's claims, it's seeing your family all the time and being... sorry, hold on. I need to remember, sorry. It's been quite a long time since I've done one of these again. Yeah, so one of the things that my opponent claimed when answering to a question was that it's all relieved. All those bad things go away. That commute, going to that job, having to go there every single day, that long commute, using money on gas, it all relieves away when you get to see your coworkers once again. Well, she's basically contradicting herself once again, because she said being with your family can do the same effect to you. So how is it different when your family will do that opposite effect, but when you're near your coworkers, it's going to relieve all that stress? Wouldn't being around your family that you've been with for 10 years over maybe, wouldn't that do the exact same thing? And maybe you have a coworker that you don't like, that you regret seeing every single day. And I think we all have at least one coworker we've worked with within our lifetime that you absolutely regret seeing as soon as you go to that job. Same thing applies to school too, for all my kids in here that are at school. Yeah, I see you. So that's one of the main things to refute, because that was pretty much her main point to contradict mine, is because being at home all the time around your family is basically going to put stress on you as well. And obviously alone time is a good thing, which is why you can dedicate your own areas, which is why you have your own room. So that's pretty much it, because I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun here instead of a little more professional. So just trying to do my best to entertain everyone.
This debate all now boils down to basically working from home versus working at an office, right? And you can ask the practice-based staff members. I bet you guys all miss actually being in person. You'll hear them say it, oh my God, it's been so long since I've seen you, and stuff like that. Nothing will beat being able to see the people that you work with face to face. That connection, that human connection, is something that's vital to our mental health. And if you can't have that through a Zoom screen, no matter how nice Zoom is now, you can never have that same feeling that comes with actually seeing the people that you work with face to face. My opponent talked a lot about challenges, and having a coworker you don't like is a challenge. Okay, it's a part of adulthood, working with people that you don't like, and those are the little things that we grow from, and you can't run away from that by working from home. I'm sorry. So with all these reasons, I hope that you guys not only enjoy this debate, but kind of think twice about what you prefer as, workers and adults. Thank you.
Big round of applause for DeAndre and Mistura.